KETV Newswatch7 at 10 starts with breaking news.
And our dual pole radar, next gen Super Doppler 7 radar, was tracking this spot. When we saw this blue show up, we said, man, that looks like debris here. And this is this area just around Platteview Road, just north of there, and about 22nd, 23rd Street, southwest part of Bellevue, south part of Capehart. And our photojournalist, chief photojournalist Scott Buer, is down there finding a lot of damage. Is that right, Scott?
That's right, Bill. We're in Hyda Hills near Meadowlark and 20th Street, and the storm came through here just before sunset, and houses up and down the street have been seriously damaged. John Turbis on my camera here is going to show you this home here. If you can see little shreds of pieces on the top, that was the second story. If you come down a little bit to the garage, you can see that the side of the garage is out. And now if you come down onto the yard, you can see here's how strong it was. It stripped the sod up and hauled it away. I spoke to the homeowner here just moments ago who said that they had just returned from out of town and were only in the home for a few minutes before the storm hit and they ran for cover. If you come a little bit farther up the street, there are 6 or 7 other houses that are also very heavily damaged. This one here, if you can get a good look at it, the garage is gone, the second story is gone, and debris lays everywhere, and the car is sitting right in the middle of an open area now. So if we turn and we just look up the sidewalk, we can see that people have come out all up and down the street. There is no power in here. There is no light. There are a few people with flashlights. Bellevue Fire Department was here when I arrived. They had gone through all these homes and made sure that no one was inside. So far, there are no reports of injuries down here, despite the fact that 7 or 8 of these homes are very heavily damaged, probably totaled. And from here, going back up towards 36th Street and beyond, where I first came across this, there is damage to all the homes in those areas. The siding is torn off, power lines are snapped. I watched one family collect golf balls from their shed that had grown out into the street and covered the street with golf balls. One thing for sure, neighbors have been pitching together here and working together. They're watching out for each other. A few deputies are still here in the neighborhood watching over things as well, but the emergency crews have moved on to other locations. That's what's going on in Hyda Hills right now, Bill.
Scott, so when you got down there, of course it was light at the time, and when you were looking at that, you thought that it had been a tornado, right? When you looked at it, you said, gosh, this looks like tornado damage, right?
The first place I stopped at, I thought, well, fences are down, a few houses are damaged with roofs. I thought that was straight line damage. And then I looked to the east from that location on the road, and I saw a whole grove of trees that were twisted and snapped off. That's traditional tornado damage. When everything's laying in one direction, that's straight line winds. But this was twisting, and you could see the tops of the trees had just been plucked off. And then just on the other side of that grove of trees is this neighborhood that we're standing in right now.
Wow. All right. So any idea how long the damage path may be, Scott, in a sense of half a mile or miles, how long it may be?
Let's do it by blocks. It's at least 35 blocks long. Wow. Here, running from where I first came across it to this area. And I did find some damage that was farther down towards Highway 75. Not as severe as this, but there was still a lot of tree damage down in that area.
Scott Buer, thanks so much being out there in the south part of Bellevue. And again, this was our dual pole radar showing debris in the air in that area that Scott is standing right now.
Bellevue police officer Sean Vest posted this photo of the damage in the Hyda Hills neighborhood south of Offutt Air Force Base. One home destroyed, others heavily damaged. Chief photojournalist Scott Buer is there with what he's seeing tonight. Scott?
We saw those homes that Sean Vest took pictures of just moments after he took them, and we have video of those that we'll show you later. But now it's quiet and it's eerie in this neighborhood. I'm going to step out of the way, take a look at this one house. What you're looking at up there, up the top, is the second story of the home. It's not there anymore. It's blown across about 150 yards from here all the way down to the entrance of the neighborhood, where they have now coned the neighborhood off. If you take a look farther up the street here now, you'll see there are some more lights that are starting to show up farther up that way. That is the Red Cross. The Red Cross has arrived here in the neighborhood and are starting to review the homes and talk to the homeowners and see what kind of assistance they need. And they're going to be needing assistance tonight because there is no power in here, and the damage along this street near 20th and Meadowlark is extensive. We've talked to several residents. Most of the ones who are talking tonight are the ones whose homes were spared. This was probably a skipping tornado, jumping from place to place, because you can see homes on one side of the street are not damaged. Homes on the other side of the street are twisted almost off their foundations. And one other thing that I'd like to point out here as I come back in for a minute, we did a walking tour earlier. We're not doing a walking tour now because it's gotten extremely dark, and this whole area is littered with boards and nails, sharp, broken glass. It's a very dangerous place. Don't be coming in here tonight. The sheriffs ask you to stay away. If you're a resident, you're in here, talk to the Red Cross, get relocated, find out what it is you need to do. But if you don't belong in here, please do not come in tonight. Let people start putting their lives back together. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Scott. And as he was mentioning, an important message for many people tonight, the Sarpy County Sheriff asking people to stay home.